It's not the truth, it's a lie. I believe the lie that hindered me from achieving the goals that I set for this year. And what's the lie? There is no time. We say this a lot. When it comes to achieving our goals and doing what is needed to be done, we'll often say there is no time. Most times we act the way we act because there's something we have believed, there's something we have agreed to, there's something that we think is the truth. And usually we do not even know that we've believed this lie of there is no time. One thing I didn't realize was it was still possible to move in the direction of my goals and work a 9 to 5, which is why I'm making this video, because I believe a lot of people can relate to this. And that's something I hear a lot. When you're going through something, you're not the only one in that situation. I believe I'm not the only one, and that's why I'm sharing this. At the beginning of the year, I made our plans as usual on our New Year resolution. I made all those plans. Okay, I wanted to shoot content more. I started out, I started taking courses, started doing, I was still working, but I was working remotely for brands individually. So one of the things I learned that period was creating structure. So one thing I wanted to do was to work a 9 to 5, and a 9 to 5 job, because I believed it was more structured. So hopefully that was going to help me become more structured and more disciplined. So I got this job, but what happened? I started out, in as much as one of my goals with the job was to make money, to get structured, to be more disciplined, I need some more money. I was structured at work, but I was not structured with my goal, and I was not disciplined as well with my goals. When I looked back, I realized I was doing a lot, but I was not doing the lot. Not the lot. I mean, I was doing so much, but I was not doing the right much. I think that would be better. I was not doing the things that were moving me towards my goals. I decided to resign. It was time for me to move. So the way it works is that you submit your resignation letter a month before the time you want to leave. So I submitted my resignation letter, and at that point it was like a wake-up call. Like, now Bulatfe, you have just one more month here. So what are you going to do with this one more month you have? So if I'm going to leave this company now, what are the things I want to do? What are the things I actually made out plans to do? I have the decision in my hands. What am I going to do differently? How am I going to move towards my goals? Let's even try to start taking the steps. I started out. You should start taking notes now, because I believe this will help you. The first thing I did was to audit my time. I looked through how my time was being spent. In a typical day, what was I doing? When I wake up, what do I do? When I do what do I do? Looking through all those things I do, I start to calculate. If I'm doing this, is it moving me towards my goal? If I'm doing that, is it moving me? The second thing I did was to revisit my goals. This actually just helped me to refresh my memory. It helped me realize I was not moving in the direction I was supposed to go. I was able to tell those things that I was not doing, and then, start making plans towards that. And that's like the third thing I did. I started adjusting my schedule to my current life. The structure I made before I started working 9 to 5 was the same structure I was working with, which was not really balanced. So I had to adjust the structure to my 9 to 5 life. So that is, I go to work from 9 to 5. After 9 to 5, what happens next? So I had to create that structure, the morning routines, the evening routines, and all of those. I had to create a structure, a new structure that aligns with my current life. So the truth is, you will not be able to predict everything that happens in life. So when you're moving, you're supposed to make plans, create structures constantly that aligns with your current life. The 9 to 5 are, what are the times you have? That's like the first thing. Look at the times you have. What are the spare times you have? What are those times you are not necessarily doing work? I know that I have to go to work. I go to work. And then when I come back from work, what times do I have left? Then, after looking at the times I had left, I started seeing the time wasters. The fifth thing is look at those things that are taking those time that you have, those extra time you have, those things that waste your time. I started seeing how I usually just doom scroll, watch movies, watch TV, just do these things, just enjoy, because I believed I needed to rest. You get, man got chill, man got rest from 9 to 5, but it's not completely true. You don't always have to spend time on social media, watching TV, binge watching Netflix, or just hanging around, or just talking, especially for that person that wants to be successful, especially for that person that wants to achieve more, wants to do more, especially for that person that has so much to do in terms of achieving their goals. For instance, you're working the 9 to 5, but you still want to become a fashion designer. You cannot spend all your time chilling when you get back from work. You have to spend time locking in. You just gotta lock in. You have to spend more time improving your craft. Like, you have to spend time becoming better if you really want to be successful with what you do, especially because you now have a 9 to 5. So that's the thing for 9 to 5 hours. For 9 to 5 hours is more like you have limited time. You cannot dispute that fact that you will have less time to do what you've planned to do. You have less time to do the things that will move you towards your goal, which is why we now even need to be more intentional about our time, because we now know that we have less time. We cannot just waste this time. We're trying to, most likely, most of us will do the 9 to 5 because we want to make more money and then be able to use this money as capital for whatever we want to do, right? We cannot just afford to just waste the other time we have away from 9 to 5. We have to spend it right. I started placing some actions. For instance, whenever I was done with my 9 to 5, I was headed home. I would read in the bus. I was able to complete a 200-page book in less than a week. And I did that with the help of audiobook. I do not like reading hard copy in a noisy place. So what I did was to plug in the audio version of the book. While I'm listening to this audiobook, I'm also reading it physically, either through ebook, like on my phone, or through the hard copy version. So that way my hearing and my seeing is in the same direction. So that was one thing that helped me complete that book. So that was what I devoted my going home time to. Another thing I did while I was going home was to edit videos. I edited videos for clients. Another thing I did while I was going home was create content for LinkedIn. And my LinkedIn page skyrocketed because I was devoting time to it. So because I was not able to do the YouTube videos, I wasn't able to do the long form videos. I wasn't able to do videos literally. I wasn't able to make videos as effectively as I wanted to. What I did was to create content with texts and AI generated images. So that was what I did. Best platform for that was LinkedIn. Another thing I did was to make sacrifices. If you really want to achieve something, you must be able to let go of something. Why is that the case? We have to make sacrifices because there's no time. We are bound by time. That's why we have to make sacrifices. Time will not allow us to do everything we want to do. So we have to now pick the things that are more important and focus on them. One other thing I would like us to note is taking action. Yes. If we make all the plans and do all these things and don't take action, there's no point. So look at those things that are wasting your time. Take them out. Could it be over talking? You're telling everybody about your plans, but you're not doing anything about it. Take action. And when you make your plans, ensure that you put deadlines to them. Because if there's no deadline, you most likely not do them. When I said I was going to resign and I just had a month, there was a deadline for me. Complete reading this 200-page book in a month. Sincerely, it worked for me. When I put a deadline to it, that, okay, this month, I want to be able to finish reading this book. At some point, when I was going to watch TV, it was just ringing in my head. You said you were going to finish reading this book. Today is already 31st. Today is already 31st. I was like, no. Even if I had to spend like 3 hours reading this book, I have to complete it. And I did. Another thing that worked for me is not waiting for motivation. We're not waiting for somebody to come and tell us, oh, you can do it. We can actually go after motivation if we think we need motivation. Because for someone like me, looking at how other people are doing it, it helps me to start seeing how possible it is. So what do? I go and make the motivation come to me. I go for the motivation. How do I do that? I watch YouTube videos. I listen to a lot of podcasts that period and still listening to a lot of podcasts. Listening to podcasts from people that you know that are going in the line you want to go. Get friends around you. When you watch these people, you're motivated to take action. If you've observed yourself well enough to see that it's motivation you need to actually take this action, you go and bring the motivation to yourself. You don't wait for the motivation to come and meet you. Things are now even easier now because there's tech. There's social media. We now have to be cautious right there. So it does not now take our time completely. We have to still set time for that. Okay, it's just 30 minutes. I'm just going to use for this moment. Not just watching everybody and anybody. Not just watching everything and anything. All in the name of motivation. If you just listen to the motivation and you do not take action, it's like a waste of time. First thing I said that helped me was to audit my time, look through everything that you do in a day. The second thing is to look back at your goals. What are the things you want to achieve? It helps you know how to do the third thing, which is adjusting your plans according to how your current life is. Then the fourth thing is looking at the things that waste your time, getting them out of the way. And the fifth thing is look at the times you have. When am I free? When can I do this? When can I do that? Considering the circumstances around you, sometimes you might not be able to do some certain things that are in line with your goal because of noise. Maybe for me, like I said, reading noisy places don't help. It's not all books I read that have the audio version. So I have to adjust my reading time to some particular time. Second to the last thing I said was to make sacrifices. If you want to be successful, you have to really let go of comfort. I think it's just the law of success. I believe you want to be successful. You don't just want to live this life and not make impact and not be successful. And then lastly, take actions. We can have big dreams. If you don't take the action, nothing's gonna happen. As a 9 to 5er or not a 9 to 5er, if you have believed the lie of there is no time, it's time to change that lie. It is time to change that mindset. If you really want to achieve your goal, if you don't want to look back at your New Year resolution and then not regret and then start wondering what happened, your deliverance is here. There's actually time. It's just that we prioritize the wrong things. That's what I just wanted to come on here to say. I hope it was helpful. Drop in the comments what you think. Share with us 1 or 2 things. And just share your experience basically. See you in my next video. Bye. Till next time.